Okay, guys. So I decided I wanted to do this Zoom tonight because, people go through different stages in their business. A lot of us, when we get started, I know when I first got started, I was hit with a lot of skepticism, like a lot of you guys are. But there was also it was different. We didn't have all these different training tools. We didn't have all these posts that people copied. In fact, um, when I started, it was people would always I would always message people and be like, hey, can I copy your post? Like, that was brilliant, right? There's no more asking of that. It's kind of like when people forget to say please and thank you. It just becomes something that people do. They just start stealing the post. The problem with that is that you're lacking originality. Okay, it's great when you first start, but you should not be copying and pasting posts if you've been in this business for a couple months. Sure, you can go and grab a post. I do every now and again, but you still need to tweak it. Okay, but those copy paste posts, those should not be something that is the only tool for your business. Use them in a crunch. Use them whenever whatever's going on. Okay, but they should not be your go-to every single day. It just shouldn't be. You shouldn't be copying word for word. So here's the thing, guys. A lot of you guys are on my team. Some of you guys are not. For those of you guys that don't know me, let's see. I keep on forgetting that some of you guys don't know me. My name's Amanda Arnett. I joined in 2013 in March. I'm a presidential diamond. When I started in the business, I worked full-time as a nurse, and I worked weekend midnights. I worked a per diem job. I'd pick up a couple days here and there, and I'd pick up some per diem shifts. My husband worked Monday through Friday, like 8 to 4:30, so I would get off work. I'd make it home roughly around 7:30, 7:45, and he was heading out to work. I had a 2-year-old, couldn't afford daycare, so I'd pray that she would sleep. Every bill that we had was behind. My student loans were in default. 26 dings on my credit report because of that. Our house, we were getting foreclosure notices every single month. We had late notices. I remember there was a period of time that my daughter's lunch bill was like $275, and I couldn't afford to pay it. So I had to make sure I sent her to school with a cold lunch every day. And how embarrassing is that for the school to call you and tell you that? Especially, we did everything not by the book, but my husband and I, we had our kids, we bought our house, we did everything kind of backwards. But it was after we had our kids, after we bought our house, after we went to college, had our careers, that we were about ready to lose it all. That's not the way it's supposed to work. We both had good jobs. Like, that's so not cool, right? So we could be on the pity party train a little bit longer if we wanted. But as most of you guys, something made you decide to join. And I really, really think that somewhere along the way, sorry, my dog is like probably going to jump up in here in a minute. Somewhere along the way, you forgot why you joined. Like, you got so tangled up in who goes where on your chart that you forgot why you joined. You didn't join to get to Ambassador Diamond. Well, I don't know. Some of you guys might have. But for the most part, you should not even be focusing on any of that right now unless you're focusing on your steps to success. I'm going to tell you guys, when I joined, there was like 5 people that joined me like within that first month and a half. Why did they join me? Because I was excited. I see new distributors get started and they don't post at all. Why are they not posting? Why are they not excited? Why are they not shouting from the rooftops? Because I can tell you the distributors that did and that do, they almost always get their first 4 customers within like the first week. Because they're excited. And I'm not talking about one post. Okay? I'm talking about they are sharing why they are excited, why they are doing this business, why they want to use these products, why they can't wait to try this, why they can't wait to do that, why they can't wait to go on this trip, that trip, have this friendship. Guys, those are the distributors that are getting to Ruby in that 60-day time period. Those are the distributors that are signing their first 4 customers in their first 30 days. I can remember, and there are a couple of people on my team that are on here right now. They stuck out like a sore thumb to me whenever they signed up, because even though I wasn't their enroller, they were signing like 18 people in their first month. And I said, what is this girl doing? And I go check out her profile, and it speaks for itself. If you're not having success with what you're doing, you need to take a look at what you're doing. You need to say, am I showing that same excitement? No. If you're not, you need to change it. But you need to be fair to yourself here. Told you, I have a Mastiff, so he's going to like try to sit on my lap or something. You need to be fair to yourself. And you need to ask yourself, that person that is signing 18 people, they are also probably friending 100 or more regularly. Are you? Nope. So don't beat yourself up. You cannot beat yourself up about stuff that you're not, like, you can't compare. First of all, you should be paying no attention to anybody else. When I first joined, my enroller and her team were freaking flying, like people going double diamond in 90 days, people going diamond in like a month. You're like, well, what the heck is happening? And I was just happy to get to executive 3 months in and Ruby 5 months in. I didn't look or pay attention to them, because a lot of those people, I saw them as they weren't working. Like they didn't have a job, or they didn't have this or whatever. And I was working full time. I was doing this or whatever. With that said, that is not an excuse. I went clear to triple diamond as in 13 months. It took me 13 months to get to triple diamond. It took 3 months, 2 months to get to executive, 5 months to get to Ruby, 8 months to get to emerald. I stayed there for 3 months. On my 11th month, I went diamond, then I went double, then I went triple. Why? What changed? My belief changed. I went to conference, which is coming up. And I'm just going to tell you all, if you want to go to conference this year, you better go. If you're bad about having money in your bank, go purchase a prepaid card right now. Save up $100, because I don't know how much you're going to need, but I do know that they normally take payments. Go get $100. Sell 4 wraps. Sell 3 wraps. $75 should do it. Whatever. You can do it in 3 payments. That's how it's been the last 4 years, unless they change it, right? Go get a prepaid card, and the second that they go on sale, don't say, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. No. The second they go on sale, you go purchase your ticket. You figure out the rest later. Because if you don't, you're not going. And it won't be the same if you watch it on TV. It's not. How do I know that? Because Green Carpet was my first event that I missed since I joined. Like, first big event that I missed. And you want to know what I've seen? Every year after Green Carpet, I've seen my team skyrocket. And this year, I didn't feel that excitement. And I truly believe it's because I wasn't sitting in that room. Was I celebrating with my team? Were we watching it on the big screen? Yeah, we were. We had a cookout and we had a good time and we all got together, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same effect, guys. It's just not. That's like watching a concert on TV. You know that the energy is different, right? That's like watching a movie in your house compared to going to a movie theater on your first date. There's a difference. It's a feeling. If you don't make people feel what you're doing, you're not going to get very far. If you're not compassionate, you're not going to get very far. Back in February, when I went to conference, the day I left, my dad called me and told me his diagnosis for pancreatic cancer. Guys, I'm a nurse. I knew that the statistics were very low for survival. I have some best friends that their fathers, mothers have died, grandmothers, cousins, aunts. And pancreatic cancer is very vicious. Some of them only had days to weeks. And here I am in Tampa, Florida. Well, actually, I was in Pittsburgh getting ready to board. My dad said, nope, you go. And I remember feeling this guilt that I was getting on the plane and going while he was laying at the hospital by himself, being told that he was going to die. I called my cousin, I called my uncle, and they went up and they seen him. I got to conference, and I was numb. I was so numb. I went to the worship service. That made my heart feel a lot better. Guys, the first year I went to conference, I didn't even want to go to the worship service because I didn't get it. And I still see people walk out and say they're not going to go. They don't get it. While they continue to not get it, I'm going to keep on getting it. I'm going to go to Black Diamond. It's here. It's passion. It's in your heart. When you start believing that, when you start feeling that, and you quit complaining about everything under the sun, and you start appreciating what you have, you're going to go farther than you've ever imagined. Okay? You see, I get up and I do this business every day. It's a choice. Nobody has to call me up. Nobody has to get on a page and motivate me. And yes, I am a red, okay? I am so red. I love my team, but I'm going to tell you, if every single one of them quit, I would still be going and I'll still be Black Diamond. Do you get that? Would I want to be there without them? Hell no. Excuse my language. Crap, I forgot I'm recording. I'm doing good, though, with this. Okay. I sometimes don't have the nicest mouth. The reality of it is, guys, is like, so when I'm sitting there at conference and I was at that worship service and there were things that I can't explain it and moved me. I felt like every word, every prayer, every song was about my dad. The next day, Mark had Sylvester Stallone, do a call-in, a video call. Spoke to me. Not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you get hit and you keep moving forward. That is how winning is done. How many times have you heard that? Some of you guys are real young. You don't even know what I'm talking about, right? All right, well, I grew up going to the Rocky movies. My first dog was Rocky and Rambo. My mom's on here. She knows that's the truth, right? So that just touched me, man. Like, I was like, this is kind of ironic. And then I had somebody that's a VIP, first time ever meeting me. So I was in the up front in presidential section, like with presidentials. She says, what's wrong, Amanda? And I told her, about my dad's diagnosis. She says, do you mind if I pray for your dad? She dropped on her knees and got down in prayer. And that's when I knew I was in a place that I've never been. Somebody that didn't know me dropping to their knees in the middle of a conference, praying for my father, who they didn't know, continued to message me after that. Guys, you are never going to meet better people than you meet in this company. You're never going to meet better people that are going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself than you are going to meet in this company. So why the heck are you trying to push it away? Because a lot of you guys are sitting there saying, man, I keep on getting hit. Like, everybody keeps on quitting. Nobody wants to join me. The more you think like that, the more each one of those thoughts are going to become real. The more you're going to get hit. The more people aren't going to join you. The more people that are going to just like ignore you because you're doing it out of desperation and you're working out of fear. You can't work out of fear. You have to work because you love it and because you are passionate about it, because you're passionate about why you're doing it. When I was sitting up there at conference the last day, and Mark played Rise Up by Andrea Day, I just started bawling because the words couldn't be more fitting. It was like he knew what I was going through, and being there was so hard. But like when I got home, that my dad and I were going to fight this together, that we were going to rise up together, that my team and I were going to rise up together. And I'm going to tell you something else. And I've had this discussion with my team. You guys hear me okay? My earpiece fell out for a second. And it's going to sound kind of hypocritical for a second because I'm doing a Zoom. You don't need all eyes on you. Okay? You don't. I'm telling you this because if you're on this Zoom, you need to hear some hardcore truth. Okay? You don't need to manage your team. You need to work your business. And I'm going to tell you right now that my team sees me post tips. Okay? They don't see me bullshitting all day long. They don't see it. It doesn't happen. They see me maybe pop in here or there. They might carry on a conversation with me or hear me go off on a Zoom. But for the most part, you want to go through my messages and see how many people I messaged today? I dare you. I bet you I messaged more than every single person on here. You want to know why? Because I promised my dad I was going Ambassador Diamond. I promised my dad I was going to be at the top. Why? Not because of money, but because this business allowed me that next 7 months after I left that conference to be there for my father's every appointment, every doctor's visit, every blood draw, every freaking chemotherapy, every time he was sick, every time he was in the hospital until he took his last damn breath. I was at my daughter's games, both of them, Layla and Leah. Layla played soccer and softball, and Leah played soccer. I was at practices. Hell, I even worked at the hospital occasionally. But when my dad needed me, I was there. My husband was home full time because of the work I put in before. So you don't get to that place unless you're willing to sacrifice. I couldn't even tell you guys what TV shows are on. I can tell you that the Pirates are playing because it's in the background because my husband's watching it. I couldn't tell you what the score is because I've not even looked. If a current event doesn't come across my Facebook feed on one of the people that I actually follow, I don't probably know it. I don't have time for watching the news. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I'll learn about it whenever I see all the drama of people whining and complaining about things they're not going to be able to change anyways. People are too worried about what other people are doing. There is no secret sauce. You want to work Instagram? Go work Instagram. Don't do it like anybody else. Do it like you. You want to know why I built my business on Instagram? I did a lot of my business at Triple Diamond on Instagram because I did exactly what everybody else said not to do. When they said, don't do this, I did it. And I did a lot of it. When they say, oh, don't post whatever, I don't know. I post like every 5 minutes. I was like, I don't care. What do I care? If people don't want to follow me, then they're not going to buy from me anyways. Same with Facebook. You want to be annoying? Post sales ad all day. I'll tell you, you'll lose a lot of friends. They'll get annoyed as crap. I mean, they might still be your friends. You ever hear that Dr. Seuss saying and say, those that mind don't matter and those that matter don't mind, right? Well, yeah, but it still gets annoying. How do I know it gets annoying? Because when I was sitting at the hospital, I was paralyzed. I didn't post. First time in 3.5 years, I didn't post about my business. Not at all. And I sat back and I watched post after post. No compassion. Nothing. Ads. Not just my team, everybody. It's like people got robotic. Your business is never going to go to the next level if you just are like everybody else. Stop it. Stop. Your team's not working, go get a new team. I can tell you, I'm getting a whole new team. Like there's people that are here that are working, and they are going to rise up, and they are going to be the new people on those charts. Do not, whether it's one person, two people, three people, I don't care. You have a team of 1,500 distributors and 5 of them are working. You work with those 5. Why are you going to waste your time working with the others? Quit. Stop. I decided to make this a live thing and broadcast it. And just so you guys see, there's still only 41 people. How many teams did this get shared with? How many people are bitching and complaining about their business right now? How many people are complaining that nobody's working on their team, but they're not on here? I mean, they might listen to the recording later because they might be busy, all right? They might already have plans. I get it. Some of them are at work, all right? This call should have filled the heck up. For as many people that whine, it should have filled up. And I'm going to tell you, if one of your teammates are playing on Facebook and they're not on this call right now, and you've heard them whine, you need to just get them off your chart, and you need to just start working your business and fill out your steps to success and run. Because they don't determine where you need to be for your family, for you, for your goals. Are they paying your kids' tuition? Are they paying your utilities, your rent, your house payment, taking care of your... I see Emily's walking her baby. Do they care about Emily? Evidently not. They don't care. Like, I mean, I would like to be gullible and think that everybody cares. They don't. They come into this business for selfish reasons. And until they become family to you, like there's a lot of people on this call that I will kick your butt if you ever quit. I'm not joking. And you know who you are. I'll hunt you down. I'm serious. But when people first join, especially from cold market, they don't know you and they don't care. I'm being honest. There's a lot of people I didn't know in this business before they joined. But you know what? They showed up. I got to know them. They became my family. Jennifer Lowe, I'll hunt you down if you ever quit. I see you're up there smiling. Guys, you're going to get beat down. You're going to fail. If you think that at every single rank you are not going to hit a snag in the wall, you are freaking, you're wrong. You're just wrong. No one can want it more for you than you want it for yourself. That's the best advice I can tell you. You have to get up every day, and you need to stick your why right in front of your face. I can tell you that my why was not strong enough during my dad's fight. My why during, like when my dad was fighting, was because I wanted to try to get to ambassador. I wanted to try to get to ambassador because I wanted to show my dad that I could get to ambassador. It wasn't strong enough. You want to know what I found out in retrospect? My why was? It was to be there till we, like, with him. And that's why I couldn't push. That's why I couldn't push to ambassador. And you know what the sad part is? Is that, unfortunately, your leader sets the tone of the pace. So I slowed down. My team slowed down. So then I felt guilty. The reality of it is that I can't control that. They have to want to each for themselves. Just like my upline, they can't control. I don't sit here. I sit here blaming myself, but it's not me. Okay? Like, I don't even think, like, my upline, like, they, I don't even affect them. Like, I don't. I'm like a super heavy leg. Anybody in my upline can go ambassador because they got their presidential. I need you guys to realize that this isn't about anybody else. Like, you can't help other people until you help yourself. My why during my dad's fight, while I didn't realize it, was for me to be able to be with him every step of the way and hold his hand until he took his last breath. And I did that. But I promised him that I was going to continue to work my butt off. See, my dad would wheel around the nursing home and he would pass out my Blitz cards and catalogs, and I would go in and see him. He made new friends, and he had Greens chews everywhere and Greens packets all over the bed, and he'd be out there playing cards with his friends. I'm not joking. I got pictures to prove it. And he'd be having Greens, and he'd be passing out the catalogs. Maybe you gonna bring me some more catalogs? Guys, he was terminal. Cancer was eating him up inside. If he can do that, when he can even feel his fingers, why can't you? I'm going to show you something. Last night, I showed my team this. I jumped on a meeting. I'll show you this. When I was a little girl, and if you don't get this, then I'm sorry, but you need to get this, okay? If you don't get this, you need personal development. That's what I'm going to tell you. So if this sounds stupid to you, then you need to go do some personal development. Okay? So my dad, when I was a little girl, used to draw me this all the time. Okay? Fred Flintstone. And the little car. It's pretty darn good, right? This is before he got sick. It's the only thing he could draw. He can't draw nothing else. Okay? I said, I didn't know this existed. I didn't know this piece of paper existed. This was actually found at his apartment the other day by my cousin. And he's like, Amanda, I knew you'd want this. That's when you know your cousin knows you well, because anybody else might have thrown that piece of paper away, right? I told my dad before he passed, he was having a lot of trouble fine motor skills. I was like, Daddy, why don't you try to draw Fred in his car for Layla, for my Layla, okay, for my oldest daughter, Layla. Guys, my dad couldn't even freaking write hardly at all. And this is when he went in the nursing home, so this is the last 3 weeks of his life. He's eaten up with cancer. And he tried like hell to draw Fred Flintstone. All right? That man knew he was dying, and he didn't give up. He didn't give up. And you want to know what Fred says? Layla hit the ball. Because my dad was a baseball coach. And he never got to see Layla play softball because the temperatures were too bad. You see, my dad was the biggest personal development that I could have ever have had for my business. He was the best coach that I'd ever had. And what I realized was when my dad was dying, what is my new why? It's not about money. Not at all. It's not really about rank. Yeah, I want to get to the top. But you want to know why I want to get to the top? It's for a different reason now. I don't need to prove to anybody that I can be successful. I've already had all the success in the world. If I never did another thing in this business, I get to spend every day with my father. What I figured out was that it was to teach my girls the way that my dad taught me, which is that you don't give up. You don't give up. You can't make people do it. My dad used to make his boys that would come to their practice like hungover and drunk. He used to make them run laps and run up hills and do suicides because he knew it would make them puke because then they wouldn't do it again. They wouldn't get drunk before practice anymore because they couldn't give their all. My dad would show up at the ball field because he knew that there were kids that needed that. They needed to get away from their home because their home wasn't good. He wouldn't pay a bill. And my mom can testify to this. My dad was horrible about this. But boy, those boys, they had their jerseys. He'd open up his house to people. Just like, I've opened up my house to you all. A lot of you guys are not on my team, but I hope to God what I'm telling you is going to sink in. If you are trying to do this business like somebody else is, then you are doing it all wrong. You need to do this business your way. You do not need to be the do-all for everyone. You see, when I was growing the most in this business, it was because I would make a post on my team page and then I got to work. And I worked. I didn't tell people what I was doing. I just did it. And that's what you should be doing too. You might not see my post on social media, but I can tell you about the boy that's in school. He's getting his business degree and he's works in IT. And then I'm telling you about the girl that wasted my time because she said, what if this person doesn't do anything and then this person doesn't do anything? And I said, well, then go find new people. She was like, but that sounds an awful lot like work. And I said, what did you do when you clocked into here? Seriously. Okay. Small mindsets, you don't want them. People that barely want to even try, you don't want them. Quit wasting your time. Be real with people. Be passionate. This is going to take work. Do you want to go and make a couple dollars here and there? Go apply at McDonald's and clock in and clock out and get a paycheck. I know. I worked at McDonald's for 3 years when I was in high school. Want to know why? Because I wanted to pay for my prom dress. Not because my parents wouldn't, okay? But because I didn't want them to have to. I wanted to do that. You can ask my mom. I didn't even bring it up to her. I was just like, I just paid for it. Because I wanted it, and if I wanted it, I needed to work for it. I went to the Bahamas for choirs, okay? That's expensive stuff for kids. I hate fundraisers. I hate selling stuff. So I didn't do that. I got a job and I just worked and did that instead. Isn't it ironic? A presidential diamond sitting here saying she hates selling stuff? I hate it. I hate it. I hate bugging people about stuff. I don't message anybody unless they message me. I don't. I hate it. If they like something, they're fair game. I can message them then because it's like, hey, girl, thanks. Spamming is ruining our business, guys. Authenticity is where it's at. Go look at my post. I want you guys to look at my post and tell me if you feel anything from them. Do you feel something from them? If you feel something from them and you go to your post and you're not getting likes and comments, that's why. I'm not anybody special. I just started sharing my freaking heart with the world and not caring who judged me. Some people might have said I used my dad as a platform. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to be nice right now. But everybody on my team knows what word almost came out of my mouth. I'll just say this to those people. Okay? today because of one of my dad's friends that met me. She watched my live stream video. If you're not going live and you're not sharing your heart, you're missing out. She sat through my whole live stream. It was a long one too, and I was like long-winded. Took her about a couple hours, maybe. She signed up as a new teammate. Because she was like, that makes perfect sense. Everything. I broke down every fear. These people that say they don't have time, bull crap. Yes, you do. If you're sitting there watching The Bachelor, you've got time. Guys, you know how many people are from The Bachelor, like, in this business? You want to know what they do? Nothing. There's only a couple of them. There's Ann Sasek. She's her husband was like in one of the first ones or something. Like, she's the president. She's gonna go ambassador. She's awesome. And then there's different people, but don't be sharing those people, guys. Don't be sharing my post either. Like, don't do that. You're gonna send people my way. Quit that. Who cares if they're on the Bachelor? Don't be sharing. You're gonna send people to sign up with them. Don't do that. Stupid. Sabotaging your business. Let me look at my notes because I'm scatterbrained. Work with love, not fear. There's no magic potion. You want to work Facebook? Work Facebook. You want to work Instagram? Work Instagram. You want to have parties? Have parties. You want to blitz? Blitz. Me, I do a little of all of it because I'm crazy. I haven't worked Instagram since my dad passed because I'm going through and I'm catching up with my Facebook, my text, my business page, and then I'll get back to my Instagram when I'm a little bit more into my groove. Because, see, Instagram takes a lot of discipline. And I built it on Instagram, but it takes a lot of discipline. And I'm just telling you that if you don't have discipline, then you probably shouldn't waste your time there right now. Because it's completely cold market. And you need to be very consistent. Move on from people that are sitting still. Just quit. Just stop. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. In fact, I challenge each and every one of you to erase your charts. Oh, yes, I said it. Your entire chart. Erase it. Start from scratch. Pull out an executive chart. If you can fill it up, great. Pull out a ruby chart. If you can fill it up, great. Pull out an emerald chart. If you can fill it up, great. Pull out a diamond chart. Pull it up. If you can fill it out, great. My entire ambassador chart got erased, and so did my presidential chart. That sucked. I'm presidential, but I still erased my presidential chart. Why did I do that? Because I cannot feel like a presidential if my team isn't stronger. Just can't. Do you want a strong team or do you want the rank? Banker rank. I don't know about you all, but I'd rather have a better check and more team that are being successful than I would to be Ambassador Diamond. Do you know that Carla Burns was making like $24,000 a month as a triple diamond? Maybe it was $27,000. It's a triple diamond. Do you want to know what they focused on? Teaching their teams to do the steps to success. That meant everybody got fast start bonuses. That meant everybody got cabs. You guys don't know what cabs are? Get the diamond, and I promise you will never forget that word. Cabs are your cash. One time, Denise Walsh told me her cab check was like $86,000. Just in cabs. I could pay off somebody's house right now. That would pay off my student loans right now. I'm not debt free. You're not going to hear me prance around and tell people I've paid off this, I've paid off that, I've done this. Are you kidding me? I'm the most ridiculous person when it comes to money. I spend it on all the things I shouldn't spend it on. Well, not really that I shouldn't spend it on. It's just if my friend needs it, I'm going to give it. And no, that doesn't mean message me when I hang up from you and say I need money. I just paid for a funeral. Okay? I appreciate everybody that helped me. Because you see, there's times that people, even that are in presidential diamonds that maybe you think or have this fantastic income, guess what, guys? We all fall. We all fall. Want to trade tax bills? I probably paid more in taxes than what some people made last year. Hell, I know I paid more in taxes than what I used to make on a yearly basis. That's no fun. But the trade-off, who cares? I would rather have zero money in the bank and be by my dad's side while he took his last breath and take care of business. You see, I can die of debt. I don't care. What's so great about being debt-free? If you're not happy or you're not spending it with the people you love. I'm not saying go be irresponsible with your money, but I'm going to say just because I did something differently and I didn't pay off all my debt doesn't make me less of a leader, doesn't make me less of a person. Okay? Because at the end of the day, my team knows I'm here. They know I'm not going to give up on them, and I'm not going to give up on myself. But they also know I'm not going to sugarcoat things, and I'm not going to act like they can just sit on their butt and not do anything or disappear for weeks and expect a big check. I don't want to hear your crap. It's the truth. If your check sucks, how many people did you blitz? How many people did you message? How consistent were you? Did you have a party? That's the reality of what I'm saying here. If you aren't friending people, if you aren't messaging people, then you have no right to say what your team's not doing. If you aren't signing people, your steps to success, fill them out, then worry about your team. Unless your team messages you and asks for advice, because you're not their mother. You will never make your team work. They have to. They have to decide. Hi, are you naked? Okay. Sorry. I'm all over the place. I can't pay attention to people. I gotta like stare at myself over here. But for real. The reality of this is that I know many of you guys very, very well. I've been so inspired. You people that get it, there's people that get it and there's people that don't. I apologize. I'm going to call some people out. I'm going to call Samantha Rexroad out. I watched your video last night on our online party, and this girl's going to go to the top. I'm going to unmute you. You guys, I don't think, you guys can't unmute yourselves. I didn't let that happen. But I'm going to unmute you. For a second. Yeah. Samantha.
Yeah.
What you said last night in about a minute long, I want you to repeat it if you don't mind. Why did you decide to join this business?
Well, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in education in 2012, although I knew all through college that's not what I wanted to do, that I did not want to be a teacher. But I felt like I was too far in once I got there. And so then substitute taught for a couple years, and in 2014 I found out I was pregnant with Rosida. And then 6 months after she was born, I found out I was pregnant for Jayla. And at that point, Jacob and I just decided that it was not worth me going to take care of everybody else's kids while my kids were needing taken care of by somebody else. So I actually watched Amber for about a month before I ever commented on a post. And then I did, and she's like, well, and it was actually a product post. And she asked me about the products, and I was like, well, I'd really rather join. And so I did, and here I am. I'm Ruby, and I'm hoping to get the diamond soon.
So I want a couple of you guys I want you guys to think about that for a second. She watched Amber, who was consistent. She already had a want. I'm going to mute you real quick, okay, hon?
Mhm.
She already had a want to be able to stay home. She was just looking for a way. Amber provided her with that. Even though it was a product post, it wasn't even what she wanted. She wanted the business, but because Amber stayed consistent, Amber stayed positive, Samantha joined. Samantha is going to inspire somebody else, okay, along the way to join because they want more for their family. She can't make them join, just like Amber couldn't have made her join when she wasn't ready to. People that you are talking to, guys, just because they say no does not mean they're not interested. I rolled my eyes and thought it was the biggest joke ever. Okay? I was never asked about the business. Not once. It wasn't until my mom said, "Hey, Amanda, your cousin, she's replaced her income. You should probably check that out." I don't have time for that. She's making how much? Oh, okay. I'll message her. That was me. Because at the end of the day, it was either I was going to be trading my time away from my family, or I could be going to parties and making the rap cash and being at home the rest of the time. Parties, you make a lot of rap cash. If you need quick cash, go sell some wraps. How do you sell wraps? Well, when's the last time you asked somebody? Really? Don't sit there and whine and complain that you can't sell a wrap if you've never asked anybody to buy a wrap. I bet you start selling more wraps if you start asking more people. You got to let them know you got them. Create a reason why they want it. You only have 2 left. Create an urgency. Start asking. Start asking people, and I want to know how many people. I want to know. Like, don't tag me like on your post because I don't want to be like your post on my wall. But seriously, if you're friends with me or whatever, like seriously, tag me. I challenge you guys for the next, 5 days left in the month. Every single day, ask somebody to buy a wrap. Like seriously, I want to know how many wraps you sell. Because I bet you that a lot of you haven't asked anybody to buy a wrap all month. I put money on it. I bet you some of you never have asked anybody to buy a wrap. When you're making your post, you could offer people to buy a wrap. I used to say you can get 1 for $25 or 4 for $59, and you didn't even know it was a sales post. I just threw that in there somewhere. I'm like, crap. If you've ever read my post, I always try to be like real sarcastic and like make funny faces. Sold a wrap yesterday. Whoop, whoop. You probably heard me say this speech before. You don't count, Deanne. But seriously, I didn't sell wraps in person to people until I started asking. And you know, every year when I go on vacation, I sell like $200-300 worth of wraps. Every year on vacation. Even at green carpet, guys. When you know there's a bunch of distributors around. The Outer Banks, I sold what? 2 boxes of wraps and a box of facials. And I think like 2 extra wraps or something like that. Because I asked at the peanut store. True story. Anyways. All right. So I didn't mean for this to go on. I'm very long-winded. Let me see if there's one more thing. Yeah. So I challenge you. Erase your chart. If your upline kills you, I'm sorry. Erase your chart. What good is a chart that there's people not doing anything? That just means that you've got to do it all. Quit putting that stress on yourself. It's not worth it. Okay? You need the volume? Yeah, you got to work your butt off. You need to get back to your rank? Yeah, you got to work your butt off. Is it the end of the world? It's not. Does it suck? Heck yeah, it does. But you have a choice at the end of the day that you can either say, this wasn't for me, or you can say, That girl just joined yesterday and she's freaking going ambassador. What? Don't live with regret, okay? Because that girl could be you. She just decided. You have to decide. You need to plug in. Get on calls because you need to get on calls. Tell your team to get on calls. If they don't get on them, who cares? I'm not joking. You can never make them get on them. So why stress about it? I used to take it personally when every single person quit. Now I'm just like, hey girl, how you doing? Yeah, okay. Don't and they know better. Like anybody that's on my team, they know better. Don't complain to me about what your check is. Don't complain to me about what your check is if you haven't been showing up. I mean, complain to me about what your check is if you're trying to figure out why the heck your check is what it is, you know? But not if you're not trying. Like, for instance, the number one, and I'm just going to tell you, and if any of you all are in this boat, I'm just going to be straight with you. If you've had somebody placed underneath you, don't you dare ever complain about those people not doing crap. Be grateful. Because I'm going to tell you right now, anybody ever asked me to place somebody underneath of them, they ain't getting crap from me. You know how many distributors I've had placed under me? Zip, zilch, none. It can be done. Don't you be ungrateful because somebody was placed under you and they never did anything. I hate ungrateful people. I want to beat them up. My team knows that there's no negativity, like zip, zilch, none on our team page. I'm not even playing. If you post something negative and you're whining, bitching, and complaining and you can't even call customer service, your post is deleted so quickly that you're going to say, where the heck did my post go? And you're probably going to message somebody in your upline and they're going to tell you, Amanda probably deleted it. And I'm not going to message you because I don't got time to piss with that. You don't need to be complaining to your downline. All right? And you don't need to be complaining to somebody else's downline, which means you need to keep it off the team page. If you got something, you got a problem, go to your upline. If they don't solve it, well, then you know It Works Global's phone number. You can call them. Be a grown-up. This is your business. I don't know how to read the compensation plan, but I sure as hell know how to make money. I hate reading, actually. In fact, my mother will probably tell you I probably never read a book. My daughter was talking about West Virginia history because I'm from West Virginia. I live in West Virginia. And I'm like, don't ask me. I've lived here my whole life. I have no clue. What year was what made? What? I don't even know who those people are. No clue. Probably got an A in the class, though, because I paid attention to what I needed to get done to make it happen. My nursing books, guys, I am one of those nurses that I would save your life. You want to know why? Because I pay attention and I know what to do to save your life. I'm not joking. I will research and figure it out if I have time. I could never work somewhere where there was no adrenaline. Like, that's why I work in cardiac care, because I got to think quick. I don't have time to overthink it. If I overthink it, it's like, ugh. If I have to react, I'm good to go. I never read a damn nursing book. I studied my notes. I was like, Cliff Note girl. Tell me what I need to know to save their life. I don't care about all the in-between stuff. You want to know about heart valves? Go talk to the surgeon. I can tell you what it sounds like and how to identify it. You know? Quit trying to figure out crap that has nothing to do with you. You don't need to be looking at Diamond if you haven't even freaking signed a distributor yet. You don't need to be looking at Ruby unless you've signed a distributor. If you're sitting there and you've not filled out your steps to success, you shouldn't be thinking about anything else but the steps to success. All right? Yes, it is newbie to Ruby to Diamond high five. Guess what? You better fill out your steps to success because you're not even going to get to the next one. And neither is your team. If you're not focused on it, your team's not going to be focused on it. So I can tell you, what's my goal? Finish my steps to success this month. I don't know how many I've got. I've got to find my paper. I lost it whenever I went to the hospital. Oh, that's right. I need to sign one more distributor and 3 more customers. So I've signed 1 loyal, 1 retail, and 2 distributors this month. Guys, my dad died this month, and I've done that. Come on. I did not work 1 week. That was the 1 week I didn't work. Well, I worked. I blitzed. And yes, some of you guys were like, man, she worked when her dad died. Like, this girl is freaking crazy. No, I had a different reason, okay? Totally different scenario. This is what pays my bills. This is what paid my dad's bills when the government freaking didn't pay for his Social Security. And when my dad didn't get checks for months and everybody wanted to pass the buck and say, oh, it wasn't my job or my responsibility. So who was paying my dad's rent, utilities, food, making sure, toilet seats? Are you kidding me? Insure for a G-tube isn't covered by your medical expenses? What kind of crazy stuff is that? But that's the reality of our healthcare system. Wake up, guys. The world's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not. There's a bunch of crap out there. And you're going to go through it every day. You can either whine about it or you can go and put on your big girl panties and go work your business. Take care of your family. Quit focusing on the negative. Start focusing on the good. All right? And I see Lori. I'm looking to see if there's anybody else on here that I worked with at the hospital. There's a lot of people. Let me see. I see Lori. All right. I don't see anybody else, but that doesn't mean anybody else isn't on here. I'm just going to say this. You think that your job is secure if you work a job or your husband works a job and you're doing this and you're like just trying to make some extra side money. You think your job is secure? I'm here to tell you that you were very sadly mistaken. Period. Our hospital filed bankruptcy a couple years ago and everybody was freaking out. It's a true story. Hospital, healthcare, filing bankruptcy, coal mines, laying off people. That's your electric. If those jobs aren't secure, do you think any other job is secure? No, it's not. So this is like a real deal. Take it serious now or take it serious whenever you're in a bigger pickle later down the road. Because, guys, I never ever saw. I'll read that question, I promise, here in a second. I just can't read it right now, else I'll get really sidetracked. I never knew that me leaving my job and then having my husband leave his job and then needing to provide a place for my dad because he was in a bad situation. I never knew that was in the path. I never predicted that my dad was going to have cancer and that I was going to have to step in and not only be there for him, but to pay his rent, to pay his utilities, to pay for his funeral costs. Okay? Like, I didn't know that was in the plan. But God prepared me and made me work my butt off. And I'll tell you what, there's something out there, there's somebody out there that's going to go through this, and God, I hope I don't ever have to again. You know, I hope my mom lives a long, long time. Because I can't take it. Like, I'm telling you. Like, by golly, she got sick, I'd be right there for her too. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Okay? You don't. You have to start preparing now. Do it for yourself. Do it for your kids. Do it for your family. Do it for the loved ones. Do it for your friends. Do it for those strangers that you don't know that are walking down the hallways at the grocery store, not sure if when they go to check out they're going to have enough money to pay for the milk. Okay, I'm catching up here. You're welcome. People say they are too much money. Well, I tell them to kiss my butt. They need to join you then. Sold a wrap yesterday. I don't waste time with people that tell me they don't have enough money to do it. I tell them to join me, and if they say not, and then quit complaining. Can I ask you how I'll personally start a message with a potential? I'm so sorry. You almost lost your mom 3 times in 1 year. I'm so sorry. I don't know where you're at on here, Brandy, but I'm sorry. How do I personally start a message with a potential? Hey, girl, what's up? I'm not joking. That's what I really say. I don't spam people. I mean, I don't use scripts. I give my team scripts to use, but I don't use scripts. I tried. It doesn't. You want to know what my listen, I told you, I don't message people unless they message me. I use attraction marketing. It's what I do. It's what I'm good at, and that's what I do. It's what I do for Instagram. It's what I do for, I mean, I'll shoot them messaging if they liked. You want to know how politically correct I am here? I'll read you. I'll read it to you. This is what I responded to people. I'm hilarious. That's ironic, isn't it? I'm hilarious in one sentence and I was breaking your heart in the next second. Yeah, that sounds like me. I'm about that crazy. My team knows I'll make you cry and then I'll make you laugh. You know, it's just the way I am. Okay, so I'm going to read you one of my responses. So this is to somebody that said they're interested. Okay. Actually, I'm going to respond right here to this person, and you're going to see how I respond to people. So this person said they were interested on my post. Okay. So I said, hi, dear. I'm so sorry. I'm just getting back to you. My father passed away last week, and well, you can imagine it was a really rough time. I love working and helping motivate people to change their lives and give back to others. So if you don't mind, I just like to find out a couple things about you. What are you looking for, and what are you willing to do to achieve your goals? I want to know, because if they're not if they're too lazy to answer that, then I'm not going to answer them back. Like, I'm just being for real. Like, I don't want people joining me that are going to be telling me that they want to pre-sell and then they never try to pre-sell. I'll walk you through it, but if you don't try, then I'm done. Like, there's a person, I'll be straight up honest with you, that I do not answer her messages when she messages me or she calls me. She gets on my nerves and she's about ready to get blocked because she wastes my time. I will love and help anybody, but don't waste my time. Don't tell me that you want to join me, but you won't even try any of the things that I'm telling you to do. Like, that's a waste. Like, no offense, but I would rather be talking to the person that is trying to put food on their family's table, that is willing to go out on that limb and put stuff on yard sale sites to sell it in order, like, not It Works products on yard sale sites. Nobody do that, okay? Please, I'm not telling you do that. I'm telling you, like, if you can't take the initiative to do things, then yeah. Okay, so I said, what interested you about this opportunity? Are you familiar with network marketing? I want to know, are you familiar with it? Because I wasn't. I didn't even know what the heck it was. Are you willing to spend a small amount of time daily on your business? If they're not willing to work on their business, then I don't want to work with them. Are you willing to think outside the box on ways to get started if you do not have $99 to start? Yes, no, maybe so. Somebody that really needs this is going to say yes. Somebody that's not is going to waste my time. I don't want them to talk to them. Are you willing to post on social media, talk to people, and try different network marketing ideas? Yes, no, whatever. Okay. Because if not, then if you're not going to network, you're not going to grow. Are you willing to share your fears with me about doing this business? They don't have to share their fears, but it just gives me an idea. It tells me what they're afraid of, right? I'm getting to know them while I'm talking to them. Don't go copy and pasting everything I just said. Don't go try to write it down. I totally made that up on a spur of the moment, like 5 seconds before I hit send. Okay. Like, that's me. That's how I work. So then I said 99% of people that message me don't have the money to start. We want to help you change that. 99% of the people don't have time. Isn't that the point of what we're trying to accomplish here? Most people have never networked, you know? Some people live in a town of freaking 70 people. There's 3 black diamonds in the same like vicinity, right? Like nobody's got any excuse. There's no such thing as saturation. You're more than welcome to call me if you would rather chat on the phone, or feel free to message me back here. I hope we get the chance to chat more and I can help you rock this. My number is, and I give him my phone number. If you would like to watch a bit about my journey with It Works, here's the link. I said the only thing that has changed about it, my story, is that the last 7 months, my father fought pancreatic cancer, February through August 18th of this year. And I was able to be by his side every moment of it until he took his last breath, which is priceless to me and is true freedom. And I give him my journey. God bless and have an amazing Friday. And that's all I said. And I get back, how does this work? I'm going to message the girl back, did you watch the video? Did you watch the video? She don't have time to watch my video. She don't got time to get me even paying attention. I don't care. Go join someone else. Done. I'm not trying to be hardcore, guys. I want people to join my team just like you do. If I don't follow my steps to success, my business drops. But I'm done messing with people that are going to waste my time. And those are the type of people that I'm going to end up attracting. People that like somebody that is a straight shooter, that's going to tell them exactly how it is, exactly what you need to do. And I'm not going to baby you. You don't want to run an auto ship, you better get your 150 PBV, because guess what? I ain't placing no order for you to get commission qualified. Figure that shit out. That's your paycheck. That's your money. I'm being for real. If you're not using the products, then how are you going to sell the products? If you're not using the products, you need to be selling some reps so that you can try to use the products. For those of you guys that haven't seen my before and after pictures, how many little customers you think I'm going to sign up? Go look at my before and after pictures on my Facebook wall. You haven't seen them yet. I posted them tonight. Totally not compliant, by the way. Actually, it's fine because I didn't mention any products. And I just talked about my diet. So it's actually okay. It's not a non-compliant thing. If Pam Souter can share a picture with freaking not talking about this and that or whatever, I don't care. I totally shouldn't have just said that on recording. This is why I don't record things. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. Anybody have any questions? Hold on a second. Wait a second. Freaking love you. This is my problem. I waste a lot of time. Yeah, quit wasting time. I'm not going to lie. I message a lot of people a day. I rarely get likes on my posts, and I feel that if I love you, Samantha, because all I can picture you saying is, I am such a dirty car salesman. Because you told me that once. She's like, because I said, don't be a dirty car salesman. Nobody wants a dirty car salesman. You know what, honey? You have a big reason why, and you're not sending that message with everybody. You're not sharing that message. Every single day, you should be talking till you're blue in the face about the reason why you're staying home. From the heart, and share it. Go live. The more uncomfortable you get, the more you're going to grow. And the customers are going to come. Okay? The customers are going to come because they're going to be inspired by your journey. They're going to be inspired by the people that you help. You see, for a while, I even quit posting my people, like my new distributors, because I was afraid that if they called customer service within 24 hours, they could cancel. Yeah, I quit doing that too. I was like, you know what? After my dad passed away, I said, heck no, I love celebrating when somebody new joins my team. So I'm posting on my Facebook. If they want to go and join somebody else. Yeah, I had a girl today tell me that because I didn't get back to her when my father was dying, that she was joining another distributor's team. Peace, you low life, cold-hearted, you know what? I don't want you. God bless and have a good day. Seriously? I don't know about you guys, but I don't want people with no integrity, rude, don't care about you on my team. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. Samantha, you have every reason to make this business work. You need to tune into your more sensitive side. You need to focus on sharing people's testimonies, I think. Go hijack some testimonies. Like, you don't even get to know them, girl. Don't think it's got to be people you know. Just start, like, clicking on different distributors' pages. And then say, Samantha, a fellow distributor, said blah, 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 blah. She loves her hair. Another thing, too, is take a lot of pictures. Like, when you get dressed up next time, take a lot of pictures with, like, every product. I do that. My husband, listen, I probably took like 20 pictures yesterday when I was at the soccer field. I'm not even joking. I probably took like 20 pictures, and all these parents are probably thinking I was crazy. Because I'm like, ooh, trying to get the sky, trying to get myself, and I don't care. Because they're going to go and clock in at work, and I'm like, I'm getting paid to take pictures of myself and share my story. It's like the people at work, you know, they used to tease me. And Lori knows it to be true. Every time I come into work, man, I just got to go to jail. Lori used to tell me I was going to have an orange jumpsuit, and then she finally joined me. True story, huh, Lori Rennick? I'm totally unmuting you. I hope that you got good reception, though. Lori.
You know, I live way out in the country, so I'm lucky to even have it to work.
I know. Lori is actually a goat farmer. Isn't that cool? Listen, her husband's page is MR Goats. I'm telling you, go look at
it. This is my whole theory. If I can sell a goat for $5,000, I can sure sell a rat for $25,000. You know, it's a lot easier. So
right? Did you know goats were $5,000? Holy moly! I need to start selling some goats. I love you, Lori. You crack me up. But for real, guys, like, and Lori's on here. She works weekends. She works at the hospital with me. You know, she was my customer first, had no interest in the business whatsoever, thought I'd go to jail. Then finally, I sucked her in. And Lori has a freaking amazing team underneath of her, okay? And guess what? Lori has a lot of people that quit outside of them. So, what does Lori do? I told her she better never go anywhere. I'll kick her butt. Lori knows where her focus needs to be, but she's also there. Her team knows she's here. Lori can just skyrocket at any moment. Lori's got her own breakthroughs. Consistency is the name of the game. Lori has like no oomph. I love you, Lori. You knows I love her. But I tried, guys, to get her to join me for like ever. Like, she worked with me every night. Every night.
No, I really thought you were going to prison. I really did.
She really did. You want to know what got Lori? Because Lori, I'm so telling your dirty secrets here. Lori is a huge couponer. Like, she even has a coupon group, okay? Like, seriously. And she was like, there's no way I'm going to spend $99 to join. Like, she was like, no way. No way. So I was like, as soon as they changed it, that you didn't have to run an 80 BB auto ship, I was like, score, Lori's going to join me now. And she did, because she knew that if she just got the customers, then she would be good to go. You relax that fear. That's all it took, was her having that ease of fear. So how many people do you know that you aren't addressing their fears? If you have potentials right now, and guys, here's the deal. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. With that said, I am the most unorganized follow-up person I know. So don't take my advice. I mean, I printed off some papers and stuff, but I've not ever filled them out. I try. At least I help the people that need it. Like you green people, you're probably utilizing the crap out of the stuff I helped you with. Mine is sitting here blank. But I had a good idea. I come up with good ideas. I'm just not always the best at utilizing them. But somebody that's green that likes to fill stuff out, they are. Sorry, Lori, put you on the spot. But it's true. You know, like Lori didn't join me right away. You guys need to realize that people are not going to join you right away. They're going to take their good old time and join when they're ready to it. All right. So we're getting ready to go into a busy season, a really big busy season. If you haven't been planting seeds, don't be pissed off when nobody joins you. I'm just being honest. You better get planning. Start planning like in hyper mode. I'm not saying nobody's going to join you now, but see, you got to start. You got to get this rolling, because if you don't, whenever the New Year's comes and people have been watching somebody for a while, you want them to be watching you that didn't quit. Fall can be an amazing time if you don't quit and you don't give up. I can tell you because I've seen my highest volumes in the fall. Some people have seen their lowest volumes in the fall. I've seen record high volumes. I've seen low, but I've seen high. I don't know about you guys, but I want to be ambassador by the end of the year. That means that a lot of my team needs a lot of growing and a lot of focus, and I want them all to be focused on their steps to success. And when I tell them to erase their charts, I don't mean like start from scratch. What I'm saying is erase their charts from what they think it is and go through the team that is really there and really working and start filling those names back in. Okay? I promise you, if you do that, it's going to make your life a lot easier to know exactly what it is that you need instead of staring at a bunch of blank boxes. Listen, I erased my husband's entire chart, like scratched. And then I put my mom's name back on it, and I put Rose's name back on it, and Jackie. I put the people that I know are working. I did. You can ask my mom. It was frustrating. She hated it. She hated every second of me erasing her entire chart. And Laura, you know, I'm like, listen, they're not here and they're not working. Like, they don't need to be on your chart. That's not where your focus needs to be. Oh my God, I've been on here an hour and 20 minutes. Why did somebody not tell me to shut up? Okay, I got to get to work. I'm sorry I kept on talking, but I just get rambling and it just happens and it's like word vomit. This is really long, so I'm going to try to save it. I don't know if it'll let me save it. Hopefully so, because I told people they could watch it. But if not, then I'm going to cross my fingers and hope. But I love you guys. I'm sorry I took so long. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't waste any of your guys' time. If you're not getting likes on your post, though, Samantha, in a long story short, you need to change the kind of post. And maybe you need to study me for a couple days. Not that I always get a lot of likes. Although, hold on. Let me stop the recording. But I won't hang this.